Welcome to episode 22 of the No Scrubs podcast. I'm your host, Lewis, and joined with me today, my co-host, a man who's been as sick as a dog, Stephen. How you going?
Better. Yeah. Usually we would pump this out a couple of days earlier, but yeah, no, I've been so bad.
He would have pushed through as well if I didn't mention it. But like, hey man, we streamed the night before, and I was kind of like, hey man, how are you feeling? Are you feeling up to it? And he was like, yeah, if we could delay. I was like, cool, that's all good. Happy to do it.
Yeah.
So we're here later than usual, but we're going to get it done. So, yeah. Oh, we've actually got, because it's been a couple extra days, there's been a little bit more news that's happened too. And I've, we got a sizable doc, so I just think we'll kick into it. So, over the last 2 weeks, PlayStation 2 turned 25, which makes me feel old as fuck. So just wanted to just say, it's like, man, just want to talk to you about some of your favorite PS2 games and what we'd want, reboots of and so on. Like, so one of the things I said a reboot, like, I want like another Burnout game that's actually good. I played the fuck out of Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge. I want a new Burnout game that's decent, because they fell off. Burnout Dominator was all right. It didn't hit the same heights as the other ones, but it was all right. And then Burnout Paradise was shit. They were like, everybody just wants an open world game. I don't want that. That's not what I wanted out of Burnout. There was, I think, after they were purchased by EA, and then now I'm pretty sure they're a support studio for Battlefield. I think they actually do the driving Battlefield games, but still feels kind of sad seeing that. I'd also love to see, I know some people will probably disagree, but there was the talks of that God of War 2D game in development, and I'd want to see either a return to like kind of the Greek God of War, or a God of War remake or something, or just if they're going to go do a full new pantheon of gods. Kratos is like, all right, I've killed the Greek gods, I've fucked up the Norse gods, where to now? And everyone's like, Egypt, but who knows? That's what they're doing. Super biased. I love Ratchet and Clank, and they are still doing more Ratchet and Clanks. I want another Ratchet and Clank. I hope they carry on with it, because the last one was actually really, really good. And then my final one, bro, fucking Time Splitters. What's been happening with Time Splitters? There was apparently a remake in the works, and then I think they were bought out by Embracer, then I think they shit-canned it, and maybe shit-canned the team and stuff. We haven't had a Time Splitters game in so long. I used to play the fuck out of Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect. Funny story about Future Perfect. My mum didn't know it was an R16 game, and she bought it for my younger brother when he was like 13 or 14, and then when she saw the sticker on it later, she's like, you tricked me into getting this. We just like said, oh, we'd like this game, and she didn't look hard enough. And I was like, oh yes, this game where you can run around as like a dinosaur and shoot a snowman. Yeah. Oh, so crazy. But I fucking love Time Splitters Future Perfect, especially because 2 was great, but it was in the era they're still trying to figure out shooting controls. It wasn't like perfect. It had like some weird like GoldenEye like shooting where you didn't have a crosshair unless you held down a button, and then the crosshair you then moved, like it made the screen locked, and then the crosshair moved around the screen like almost like one of those fucking light gun games, like weird shit like that. But then in Future Perfect they nailed it. So yeah, man, what would you like to see, like PS2 franchises or IPs coming back, or sequels or remakes, or what?
Well, like a remake of an older game.
Either a remake or a reboot, or
I'll probably lean towards full reboot. It'd be cool if they reintroduced the Street Fighter EX series, which was quite slept on. It's like they had a core Street Fighter cast, but then they had their own. I think the company that made them, Arika, just had a lot of cool ideas. Like you had Skullomania, a guy who was a burnt out Japanese salaryman, and then he's just like, fuck it, I'm turning into a superhero. Um, I think that's cool. I think the closest thing we've got so far is Fighting Layer EX, which think Street Fighter EX, but no Street Fighter characters in it. Yeah, just their own original characters in it, which was cool.
Yeah.
But it would be. I mean, we've seen it, at least in like Street Fighter Five, we had a crossover costume of G dressed up as Skullomania. So like, there's still like love between the two. Um, One game I would love with a lot of quality of life improvements done in the graphics of Dragon Quest 11. I want a Dragon Quest 8 remake, because the last remakes they did were for 3DS, which is fine, but still looks a little bit clunky. And then they also re-released it on phones and tablets. And I was like, I would love, because I actually got one of my co-workers into it, because like he likes Dragon Quest, and I was like, dude, you got to try Dragon Quest 8. And it's like, and I have a story very special to me in Dragon Quest 8, and that is I rented it out at a video rental when I was a little kid, and then I remember years later when I was working, I go in there and I see that they've got it for like $30. Might have been like a pre-owned one, and I was like, I'll grab you tomorrow. I'll grab you tomorrow. I'm a little bit busy. And I come in and I was like, yeah, do you still have that Dragon Quest 8? And he's just like, hey, like literally 10 minutes after you walked out, some dude came and grabbed it. It's like, you're fucking joking.
Have you seen Dragon Quest 1 and 2 got the HD 2D treatment
Yes.
as well? Yeah.
Yeah. I still need to do the first HD 2D remake. Though
Well, they released 3 first, and now they've done 1 and 2.
Which 2 is, from what I remember, is known as one of the harder ones. And it's also interesting that the main character can't use magic.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's just a soldier. But
not a little cat soldier like Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. But to cap off that the little Dragon Quest tangent, the HD 2D remakes look great. The only thing that I don't miss from the old series is, ever since they went 3D, it would be you'd have your opponent, you'd have you would have an attack animation, they would have an attack animation, but in the older games, it was almost just like a static image of them, and then if you're using like a fire spell, there'd be like fireball on it. You don't actually see your character attacking. I was just like, yeah, it's an old franchise, but don't do that. That's jarring.
It was quite interesting, like how the PS2 and I think the Japanese developers were still having a decent presence on the PS2, but they were kind of struggling to find their footing, and then they really lost a lot of it in the PS3, Xbox 360 era, and it was like massively like Western dominated. And then they made a massive resurgence. I mean, look at Capcom now; they're doing better than they've ever done. But yeah, it was a bit of a dip. They just seemed to be, they weren't so quick to adjust, but they really adjusted quickly to like the PS1 era. Like Final Fantasy VII was like the biggest JRPG. Just I don't know. It still might be the biggest JRPG of all time, to be honest. But it's that PS2 and Xbox 360 era. They're just that those two generations seem to be really really hard for them.
Well,
Nintendo, to be honest, they really struggled, and then the Wii was somehow I say somehow, but it was just like the most family-friendly console, and they kind of brought everyone back, and then the Wii U, then the Switch. Like, yeah, it's quite interesting.
I think it was also around like the Sega Saturn era where developers were still pumping out 2D pixel art games, and like big heads were just like, people don't want that. They want polygons. They want 3D. It's like, we want to go in more of that direction.
It is very Japanese to also, like, how historically, when it was Square and Enix were separate companies, and it was Dragon Quest versus Final Fantasy, and they were fairly comparable, like popularity wise, and then Final Fantasy massively took off in the West, specifically with 7. Dragon Quest is more popular in Japan than Final Fantasy is nowadays, and it's because it hasn't changed as much, and that seems to be what they like. There's actually something that I will talk about now instead of later, and I'll just got to copy it in the doc, because otherwise I'm gonna fuck it up, and I'll talk about it again later because I'm an idiot. But there's a survey that's done in Japan just recently, and they found the average age of a Final Fantasy and Dragon Quest players is about 42. It was after polling 180,000 gamers in Japan.
Interesting.
Because Square Enix have said they're like struggling to find a new audience, because this is the audience they've got in Japan. It's dudes in their 40s, like late 30s, early 40s, that kind of era, which, to be honest, makes sense. A lot of people that grew up playing Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy on like the Super Nintendo and so that. So yeah, it is very interesting. Like, they're in a bit of a predicament. So I hope this doesn't mean they're going to start trend chasing. But look at Capcom. Like, yes, they do a little trend chasing here and there as well, but not to the same extent. Like, Square Enix has tried, and they're like, oh, people don't want turn-based combat, so we're going to go action combat now. And then Expedition 33 comes out, and they're like, here's turn-based combat and I say high budget, but it was AA, and they're like, oh shit, maybe we can do a decent budget turn-based game. They're now starting to see that, but that's always what Dragon Quest has been. Like, I think a lot of these OG Final Fantasy fans that want turn-based, Dragon Quest is right there for you. Like, I think it's good that Square Enix tries to push it with this stuff, but
they also, I don't know. With Dragon Quest, they also have this little added tactical thing on, like, you can use a move like a spell or a move, and if there's, say, three of the same enemy, one of a different enemy, that attack will hit all 3 of the same enemy, but not the other one. And that's why if you can get a move like, I think it's their silly naming convention, I think it's like Kaboom. Like, that's a move that regardless of like what type that, it hits all of them. Yeah.
I still haven't played a Dragon Quest game. I was going to play that one that was on Game Pass.
11.
11. I keep forgetting there's so many. I'm like, I don't remember which is which, but I do want to play 11 at some point, to be honest. And that seems like it is one of the better ones to pick up in the modern day.
And also, another reason why you should get it is, especially the re-release of it, the armor and weapon crafting has such a cool wee system where it's like, you have to heat certain parts of the weapon up, and you have like different hammer strokes you can use. And it's like, you want to get it just right. You don't want it, you don't want to break the weapon and stuff. But in the re-release, a quality of life they added was called like the portable mini forge. So you can it used to be you could only like create weapons and armor at campsite, but now you can do it anywhere.
That's cool. That's the kind of shit that we need in the modern versions of these games. 100%. So yeah, and Square Enix did things like Foam Stars. I think your brother played quite a bit of Foam Stars, actually.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I played a little bit of it because it was part of, PlayStation Plus subscription. And it wasn't that bad. It wasn't amazing, but it was like, being like, we've got Splatoon at home, but there's something about Splatoon that doesn't sit right with me. I don't like Splatoon
Neither.
at all.
No.
I think the vibe's all fucking off for me completely. I think maybe I would enjoy it if I was a child, and that is Nintendo's target audience, to be fair, so no shade, but I just see Splatoon and go ugh. But then when I played Foam Stars, like, hey now, you're a Foam Star, I enjoyed what I played, but I would have really needed to play with mates to probably get the most out of it.
True.
It wasn't that bad, but I guess this is them being like, we've only got these fucking 42-year-olds playing our goddamn games. We need to get the Zoomers in. You know what kids love? Foam. They all love foam. Who doesn't want to be fucking now gunged on the battlefield? Jeez. So, yeah. I don't know what they do, man. I don't know. Do they go... Because I guess they've tried doing the Capcom thing of like, we're modernizing Resident Evil, and then people are like, oh yeah, this is really fucking good. They're like, we're modernizing Final Fantasy, and people are like, I don't know about this. Is it just they don't have the talent, or they don't have the execution to get these old IPs into the modern era? I mean, I don't think Final Fantasy 16 was bad, but it was fine. Actually, you know what? They do have the technical skills, because the combat in 7 Remake and Rebirth is fucking superb. It's just, I said, if they could just get out of their own way to tell the story, Rebirth could have been amazing.
They also did that.
They do have the chops.
They also did that thing of, it's like, where it's like, yeah, no, we're moving away from turn-based. We're going to be like action JRPGs. Like, but if you like the things that we were best known for, here's Bravely Default.
Yeah, but then didn't they shut down those studios not long ago with or some of those? They were like, we've got a studio now that's dedicated to making these types of games, and now they're not going to make them anymore. Is that my understanding? Silicon Studio. Saucy. Yeah. The last Silicon Studios so they did Bravely Default. Last game was in 2017. So, yeah. I don't know, man. So, an interesting one, though. So, they didn't develop, but they published the first Power Wash simulator, which was a fucking massive hit. Huge hit. Surprise hit. I said hit a lot of times in. But they didn't publish the second one. So, I'm assuming they didn't own the IP and they just published it on their behalf. But this one already has got over 2,000 reviews on Steam on the second one, and I'm sure it didn't cost a heap to develop. So, like, really, in the grand scheme of things, the Steam DB. I wonder what the concurrent players is on that. Show me your secrets. Right now, there's over 6,000 in game. Reviews are it's 80%, so it's not that bad. Show me 77, but I think that's a recent review. Yeah, so that's something that it's like, oh yeah, Square Enix is publishing this game, they're branching out, and then they didn't publish the second one. You know what? Another part of news is getting pushed up the list. Should I put all the Square Enix stuff together in future? Probably, but I'm not a professional. So Square Enix has said as well they want generative AI to be doing 70% of their QA testing and debugging by the end of 2027. And they've announced that there's going to be layoffs across nearly all areas of their Western business. So they've been trying to get out of their Western business for a while. They sold off Tomb Raider, and and Deus Ex and those kind of franchises. I think they sold them to Embracer actually. So
How much of a hand did they have in Forspoken?
That was them, I believe. That was the studio that made Final Fantasy 15, and then they shit canned that studio while they absorbed them into other teams, I believe. So I think a lot of people lost their jobs, but a heap of them got retained as well. Did I just move that with my freaking mind? But so I'm in two minds about this. It's not good to see that a bunch of people are going to lose their QA jobs. But my understanding is, so for the company I work for, there's another company we deal with, and talking to them about the way that they test for bugs and things in their software as part of their QA stuff now. It is essentially like a bot or an AI that does a lot of that testing, and it's actually significantly more thorough and can do significantly more tests than a human being can do.
Yeah, because no human error.
Slaps bass.
We
were streaming right now.
Knee.
Yeah, so I think it's still good. You still need to have some people, because people will still do some things that bots probably may not. But I think that in terms of the cost of the business and so on, I think that this is going to be a better way doing it forwards. And even if, like they say, get rid of 70% of that team, they've still got 30% to do the other QA and debugging. But one problem is that's how a lot of people get into the industry, is they start off as a QA tester and then they eventually become like, do the art design or the programming and so on. So it does mean less opportunities for people to get into making games. But I think in terms of business, it probably is the right move in the long run, as unpleasant as it is. And nobody right now, nobody wants to hear that about AI, but these are the types of tools, it is in the QA stuff especially, where it is going to be the most helpful. I mean, there's always been some form of generative AI in games. I mean, Diablo has used it since, I don't know if it's from the start or since Diablo 2. Oblivion used a lot of it. That was one of the games to use a heap of it back in the day, that people wanted to join Bethesda because they were like, holy shit, this tech is so cool. But AI is like a very dirty acronym, I guess, right now. Yeah, so
especially when it comes to art.
Especially with art, yeah. So this stuff, because it's not trained on like people's art and things like that, it's not quite the same, this kind of thing, for testing. It's just trying to mimic like button presses and have a character run at this wall for half an hour and stuff like that, instead of having, you don't want a person to spend their time doing that. So,
and
yes.
I guess if with the using the AI, I think there'll be a decrease in games buggy as shit. Here's a patch, like day one patch or within the first week patch.
Yeah, so I feel like they'll find that will still probably be the case, but I think they'll find a lot more of those bugs that like sooner with this kind of tech. It's just the reality of the world that we live in. It's not like
the way
that.
Forth.
Yeah, very much so. It's how it's all moving in most industries, really. It was an interesting thing of a prediction of I think it was George Orwell had talked about how essentially he made a bunch of predictions and most of them were correct, but because computers and things were going to make life easier and going to take over, he believed that we were going to work less hours as people, but people are working more hours than they've ever worked in their life. It was like one of the predictions he got wrong.
I mean, it's like you can work less hours when you get replaced.
Yeah, well, you won't be working at all, I guess is the problem, though. Yeah. So we will see what happens on that front. I wonder how the Japanese people feel about that because they are very good at voting with their wallet. And if they don't like that, they might just go, nah, we're done. I'm with you. So, back up to a few stories ago. Anything we want to say more about the PS2? I think it's one of the best looking consoles as well. Its 25th anniversary. It is a timeless design. Every second PlayStation, Sony's got it. Well, the first one is great. I actually love the first one, and it's very much a product of its time. That grey, love it. Second PS2, second PS2. PS2, perfect, great design. PS3, what are we doing? This shit's hideous. PS4, great design, very good looking console. That might actually be one of the better lookers overall as well. PS5, what are we doing, bro? This popped collar, fucking
Kyber boy
looking ass, fucking. It looks awful. I got the black plates on it, and it looks way fucking better.
Yeah,
the black plates looks like it takes up the same amount of space, but it looks like it takes up like 50% less space. Because black is slimming. You know how fat I look when I wear not black? Jesus. It's terrible. I look worse than the PS5. So that's saying something.
I would say for just one thing to add to PS2 is I would say Jak and Daxter or the Jak series, but I don't think you could capture the same essence of what made that series good nowadays. I kind of feel like that ship sailed, and I feel it would be like a pretty sanitized Quirk Chungus version.
Daxter would be just throwing out memes.
Yeah.
That was funny 10 years ago in games. You could get away with putting memes and stuff in games, and everyone like, hell yeah, like Binding of Isaac, you like, hell yeah, shoop to whoop, yeah, I'm a charging my laser. Now that's cringe to do that. But 10 plus years ago, that was great. That was peak comedy in a game.
Yeah.
You gotta be a little more clever now. So, I agree. I don't know if it would work well, but like I say, I think Ratchet and Clank still works. Still works completely. The humor and everything as well. Yeah. So I was so happy, man, when that became part of the PlayStation Plus subscription. I was out for a walk with the dog, and I was like, oh, game on your wish list is now part of your PlayStation Plus. I'm like, awesome. And then I hit download on it, and then 20 minutes later, or maybe less, 10 minutes later, it's like, oh, your game's installed. And I still wasn't back from my walk. I was like, this fucking rules, bro. This is like, we are living in the best age. So, big fan of a bit of R&C, mate.
Even though I think I could be wrong. I think they had one title on PS2, but just a series that I would love to see come back. Breath of Fire.
Oh yeah,
turn-based Capcom JRPG. The main gimmick is the main character is always named Ryu, and they can transform into dragons.
They do like that name. Capcom do love that name, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they love Ryu.
Yeah, Ryan Yu.
Oh yeah, so it looks like they did a heap of them, eh?
Yeah.
It's a nice art style. I like that. Yeah, I mean it's Capcom. It could come back any day. To be honest, they might go, "Cool, we're doing a new one, or we're doing a reboot."
Beautiful Joe would be nice, especially since Beautiful Joe 2 ended on a cliffhanger, and then I'm pretty sure just Clover Studios got shut down. They were responsible for the more strange and artsy Capcom titles like Beautiful Joe and Okami.
Isn't there a new version of Clover Studio now, essentially?
I want to say yes, but I'm thinking of Cyberstep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I know it's Clover Studio new.
Do you mean Clover Studio old?
Oh yeah, they did God Hand as well. Apparently, God Hand is considered one of the most misunderstood games ever. People now are like, this game fucking rules. Why do people give this like 4 out of 10s and stuff?
Because it was very hard at the time, from what I understand.
Dude, that's crazy as well. Founded in 2004, defunct in 2007, and they had a run of Beautiful Joe, Beautiful Joe 2, Beautiful Joe Red Hot Rumble, Beautiful Joe Double Trouble, Okami, God Hand. In that short amount of time, they put out all these games, and it's like, yeah, you're dead. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I'm sure that I think it might even be Clovers is the name of this new team. Yeah, their website's clovers2023.com. Is that them? Am I fucking looking at the right thing? Am I looking at some bullshit right now? I think I'm looking at some bull. No, there it is. There it is. It's the right one. I just saw this animation loading. Yeah, so they got back. Hideki Kamiya. I think I actually got that right, but I was like, how do I pronounce that? I always got it. With Japanese, it's which characters you group together. Yeah. Kamiya. But yes, he's back there with Clover Studio. Or Clover's Inc. it is now. So he's an interesting character because he's the guy who did the Devil May Cry. Did he do Bayonetta as well? Was that him?
Is he the real fighty guy on Twitter?
Yeah, apparently he is quite a divisive figure. Yeah, so with Capcom and Platinum Games, so he worked on Resident Evil 2, he was the game director of. Devil May Cry, he was game director. Director of Beautiful Joe. Director of Bayonetta and Okami. Wonderful 101. The last game he did. Bayonetta Origins, Bayonetta 3. Yeah. So, that's the dude right there. But he's an interesting character. So, we'll have to see what comes out of Clovers anyway. Sounds like he wants to make the types of things he's known for making anyway.
I think they're also, because I remember hearing someone's like, they had like 3 IPs that were meant to be known as like the Hero Trilogy IPs. And that was, I think it was, I want to say Beautiful Joe. Then it was The Wonderful 101. And they had a project in the works. They have released no updates on it. It's called like, I want to say Project GGG. And it was meant to be very Ultraman inspired.
I think I did see that mentioned somewhere on there. Yeah. We'll have to see what they do anyway going forwards, and is they going to do a partnership with Capcom or are they under Capcom now? I think he might have even. Right, we gotta do some professional podcasting right there. Is it a Capcom studio? No. So it's funded by mostly himself and the guy just says Koyama. So yeah, they're independent. Okay. That is pretty funny to then be like, you shut down my Clover Studios, I'm going to make a new studio called Clovers. Yeah, so hopefully we'll get to see something from them in the next couple of years anyway. So there's a new Xbox rumored to be in the works. It sounds like they also want to release before the next PlayStation, which should be interesting. So it sounds like it's Windows-based. This is all rumored, by the way. This is nothing has been 100% confirmed. But I've seen a lot of people sharing the same rumors. Who knows what will actually come out? But yes, it's supposed to be a Windows-based machine. They say very expensive for a console. They're aiming for like high performance out the gate for this. Said no online paywall, which would be interesting if true. Full backwards compatibility. Who knows? Who knows what we're actually going to see from them? The biggest thing I was thinking is like if this is like a Windows based, like I was comparing it to like the Steam machines, and yes, Valve's Steam OS was very very basic back then, but this is the most kind of comparable thing. But it seems like Steam OS is going to potentially start. Hopefully, it keeps getting bigger and better. Because I'd love to see some competition for Windows. Because Windows, I'm getting real sick of Windows. I'm going to be honest. Windows is becoming such a fucking dog. It's unreal. And the main reason I was keeping Windows, I got to use it for work as well. But all the software's compatible with it. But really, it was because I was like, I wouldn't go to Steam OS because I love Game Pass. Now Game Pass is getting so expensive. I'm like, my home machine, maybe I do if I can look at changing to a Steam OS down the track. You get better game performance. Like, yes, I might run into things where certain online games may not work and so on, but I don't play a lot of online games these days. A little Hearthstone, that might be the deal breaker, but I might run a dual boot at some point and just check out Steam OS and see how it's going. So, yeah.
Live stream it.
I don't know about that.
We're booting this up and it's fucked.
And that's the PC I got to fucking stream off as well. But yes, I'm interested to see what Xbox put out anyway. If it's going to be anything good, or because previously, they did the Series S and the Series X, and the Series S they haven't released the numbers, but it's rumored to outsold it 2-1. So the less powerful one. So yeah, I mean, if they go for this thing over the performance of, like, let's say, PS5 Pro or whatever, or over the PS6, and it's going to be more expensive, is this going to be a good strategy for Microsoft and the Xbox? I don't know if it is. The rumors as well are like PC storefronts having Steam. It's like, well, you're not going to get, if you're having your own storefront, so Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, they all take 30% on anything that's sold. So if you want to sell, try to think of what's a third party game for all of them. Arc Raiders, right? You want that? You want to sell that? You get 30% of each copy of Arc Raiders sold on your platform. So if they put Steam on there, they don't get any cut because you buy the game on Steam.
Yeah.
So why would you want to have that as an option on your platform? And then if you've got no subscription, like mandatory, like Xbox Game Pass subscription, or Core, which is now, they used to have Xbox Live, and now it's just like Game Pass Core. They buy the box, and then you don't make any more money off them. It doesn't make a heap of sense. You want to keep making money. So we will see what they actually do. I'm expecting kind of 2027 before we really see anything. But
then they flip the script and they're like, console? No, we're making an Xbox computer.
I mean, that's pretty much it. This is an Xbox. I actually still think that's a good ad campaign. Like, the idea is anything's an Xbox. You play games on their ecosystem. I actually
like
still
X-top or something.
X-bottom.
X-bottom.
Yeah, man. So I don't know what's happening over at Xbox, but I don't think it's looking great for them. But so many of these things, they've been ahead of the curve, and it hasn't worked out for them. And then years down the track, it's like, oh yeah, game streaming's a thing. We're going digital only, and now there's digital only PS5s and things like that. So what was the last physical game you bought?
Shit. Probably I bought my brother another copy of Tekken Tag 2 or Tekken 7.
Probably a while ago.
Yeah.
So I don't know the last physical game I bought. It was probably something on the PS4, and it was probably just because it was cheaper getting it physical than digital.
Does your computer even have a disk drive in it?
PS4
No, your computer.
computer. No. And even then, if I bought a physical copy, it would have a code in the box, and I just punch the code into Steam and get it. So, yeah, this casing doesn't even have a spot for a disk drive, which makes sense. Current day.
Dated tech.
Yeah. So, for PC, it has been for a long time, but my PS5's never had a disc in it. I don't even know if the disc drive works on that virgin bay. Which game's going to take the virginity of my PS5?
You go to put in a disc, and it goes in slowly, and all you can hear your PS5 is going.
My hymen. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so there's some gross imagery.
It'll be a Simon because it's a Sony hymen.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, shout out to my boy Simon. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next. Who the fuck knows? It's probably... I know this makes it sound like we're just, like, turned on them immediately, like 180. I was always skeptical of their hardware side of things for Xbox, but I liked the Game Pass stuff. I don't know. I don't know, brother. It's all looking pretty messy. So,
it's almost like you got a table, and the table is covered in shit, but there's a nice cake in the middle. It's like, that cake's real nice. And you take away the cake, which is Game Pass, like, oh, this table's shit.
Yeah, man. And man, they had the best feeling controllers. I still actually love the Xbox controller, but
same.
They just the shit that needs to change on it, like the bumpers and stuff feel a little average now, especially when you compare like on the PS5, and then the sticks. I've been stick drift on my last two controllers, and I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing here? So that's why I bought the 8BitDo controller, which has got TMR sticks, I believe, so they don't drift. Great. Cost me also slightly less.
That is so dumb. There should be like a more well pronounced button there.
Yeah.
As opposed to, and it's just like, because there's not that much bounce back to it. Like I like the triggers, but like
triggers. I like the sticks. I like the placement of the sticks.
Yep.
D-pad needs work as well. D-pad's a bit average. But overall, it's still my preferred controller. But you know, it's going to be using this until, you know, this is like almost Switch Pro controller shaped. But once I got used to it, oh dude, as well, I pulled in when I was playing Elden Ring. Was that Hollow Knight? These I've got a little button on here. I can make those a short throw or a long throw. And
you got
Hollow Knight. Yeah, and it's only like a $100 New Zealand controller, which is what you pay for an Xbox controller. And it's got the little charging dock and everything. Like, it's just a far better quality, like a far better product for the price. You turn little lights on. Woo! I don't.
I was about to say, it's like, yeah, there's your specky, good looking one. There's here with my fucking third party one.
Yeah, I mean, this is third party as well, but yeah, they've got work to do, man. I had a Pro controller, got stick drift on it, or Elite controller, sorry, they're called. Got stick drift on my Elite controller, and I was pretty fucked off. Gen 1 Elite. And I was like, I really like the Elite controller. And I tell you what, if they put out a new one and do like TMR sticks, or there's another kind of stick, I can't remember the name of them now, but the ones that don't get stick drift, I would consider it, because I love a nice controller. The thing I miss about my old controller, it was it was like the 20th Xbox, like 20-year anniversary one, had nice grips on the back, and I miss that. But until they sort the sticks out, I'm not buying another Xbox controller. Not at all. PS5 controller, not my favourite, but it is probably slightly better overall now, but it's just not my favourite fit, comfort-wise. I don't like the parallel sticks either. Just never been a fan of that.
What do you think? If you we're doing something real professional, um, can you quickly Google Xbox wireless controller Icebreaker edition?
Ice breaker. Oh, yeah, so it's $130 New Zealand.
What do you think about that design?
Um, I'm not like a light blue kind of guy, but I like that. It's cool.
I reckon what would be better is still have those like the mountain shading and stuff on it. But do you remember the sick? Well, it just seemed to be the trend at the time. Crystal controllers, like the
Oh
see-through
yeah,
PS2, the see-through Xbox ones.
that's what my will my cord reach? Hold on, I'll grab it.
Also, who's the wee guy next to the tank?
This one's
Oh,
got like
hey.
a little bit of see through. Also, if Steven says anything, I can't hear. Headphones are off, but it's got those grips on the back. I really like the textured buttons. The buttons actually feel real good on this. And I got stick drift, so it's fucking worthless. I hadn't even had it for that fucking long.
I
Fucks me
said,
off, and I love that controller. Aesthetically, I dig that vibe a lot.
who's the wee guy behind the gun on your shelf? Has he always been there?
Behind the gun,
In front of the gun, behind you.
little script.
That's right.
That's little script. That's our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just hanging out in his little Mass Effect jacket. Speaking of, it was in 7 day. Technically, I mean, for us it was yesterday, but it's today where they announced, I don't know, Mass Effect TV show, but that had been rumoured to be in the works for fucking years, so I'll believe it when I see it. So, yes, I would like to see better, just some improvements on the controllers as well going forwards. I mean, you had the PC controller. Nothing else was that fucking compatible. The PlayStation controller did not play nice with it at all. And you're fucking dropping the ball. It's just another thing they're dropping the ball on. It's just disappointing. Something that's less disappointing. So the Outer Worlds 2 released, and there's an early access character trait that pops up on the screen if you pre-ordered like the whatever edition where you got the game 3 days early. And it's like, it comes up in all caps. The Earth Directorate found a flaw in you. Consumerism. It says, you're the reason our marketing works. Promotions and sales have ridden your brain. Oh, riddled your brain. Jesus. My brain is definitely riddled. They riddled your brain. You're more interested in buying the next big thing than financial planning. The effects are minus 15% at vendor prices, minus 10% sell value at vendors. So you get better deals, but you sell your shit for slightly less money. I thought this was hilarious. And I know some people are like, oh, they're making fun of their players. But they're just, the game is about these hyper capitalistic corporate companies and the fuck shit they're doing. So it's more playing into that than anything. They also took the piss out of Microsoft and the Activision Blizzard merger in the game of like now the two biggest companies in the Outer Worlds 2 have like merged together, and they're just
Auntie's
taking the
choice.
piss out of that. Yeah.
But the thing with the character flaws is you don't have to pick them. You don't have to.
No.
Optional. Like
Yeah.
my mate Gage, he's saying his favorite character flaw he's come across is just like, it's like, oh, the directorate has found a flaw in you, and it's like stealing, and it's just like you have higher chances of like stealing going undetected, but the downside is sometimes you just steal things randomly when you walk in a room.
That's funny. I like that. Yeah. From what I've heard, people are just like, it is just a straight up better version of the first game, which is awesome. That's what we want. Apparently, the level system is very much like the same one out of New Vegas, so people are pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's just been a really, really busy year. It's been a crazy year for like 7 and 8 out of 10 games. That like good 7 out of 10. That's not shitting on them. And I mean, this is probably higher than a 7, but it's been just so many games have come out have been good. Like nothing other than Expedition 33 for me, but nothing that's been like amazing, like groundbreaking for me. And I really liked Elden Ring Night Rain, but it's been so many just really good games. We just keep, like I say, 7 and 8s across the board for so many fucking games. And maybe Ghost of Yote is one of those, and it's probably a little higher up as well. But there's no fucking time to play all these damn games. So I'm playing nonsense, which I will get into in a little bit. So and you gotta bear with me when I try to pronounce these names.
It's a geeky.
No good. Itagaki Tomonobu. Yep, I think that's right. Nailed it. Boom. Got him. Creator of Ninja Gaiden and Dead or Alive. Passed away at 58, which is too young, man. And he left behind a bit of a cryptic message on social media. You sounded like, you're saying it's not too young. 58.
No, I was like...
You could be more than middle-aged, Stephen.
Yeah, no.
You're dying at 58. That's depressing.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I feel like, you want to at least push to your 70s. Like, late 70s feels like that's an age where you could die, 78, you're like, okay, he lived a life.
When your natural functions begin to betray you.
Yeah, anything younger than that, you're like, oh, sad. So, he posted like a cryptic kind of post on social media, which was sad, but it also seemed a little worrying, But this was his last post. You're like, what? What left people to speculate? But I don't believe this was the case. But anyway, he said, last words: the light of my life is finally fading. Jeez, this is fucking dark. Why did I say I'd read this out? The fact that this message has been posted means that the time has finally come. I'm no longer in this world. I'm entrusting this final post to someone important to me. My life has been a series of battles I kept winning. I've caused a lot of trouble too. I'm proud to say that I followed my beliefs and fought to the end. I have no regrets. However... come on, man. What are we saying? I have no regrets. However, I'm filled with regret. Come on, man. What are we doing here? I'm filled with regret that I am unable to deliver a new work to all my fans. I'm sorry. That's how it goes. Or that's how it is. So it goes. And then Itagaki Tomonobu. So it is a sad send off. He's sad that he can't deliver one final thing for his fans and so on. And it's especially tragic with the timing. This happened, I believe this happened just before Ninja Gaiden 4 came out.
Damn.
It was like just before it. So I know he wasn't involved in it. He was like the 2D Ninja Gaiden games mostly. So yeah.
Did he work on Rage Bait?
No. No, it wasn't. But yeah, so sad that a legend has gone so young as well. But his impact lives on, and we got 2 Ninja Gaiden games this year. So massive impact on the game industry.
Rest in power, as they say.
Rest in power, King. We got a couple of short ones as well. So Vampire Survivors is getting a Balatro update, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks so good. So I'm happy to see that. I will get back to Vampire Survivors one day, but today is not that day. They're also, Balatro is doing a calendar featuring Ben Starr as Jimbo. Well, this man can do no wrong. So he was Jimbo at, might have been the Game Awards last year. I mean, he did ads where, well, there were some outtakes where he throated a banana. That was interesting. I was only a little aroused, but he's in the Jimbo calendar, so it's 12 Ben stars, one for every month, dressed as Jimbos, and like on a posing on a pile of bananas and all sorts of wacky Belatra like shit. Man, Ben Star, what an absolute fucking gem. The game industry became in such a short period of time became so beloved. So this is great. Oh, so just when you thought there's no more slagging off Microsoft, yeah, we'll go a little more
Deeper.
for you. Microsoft sees short form content like TikTok and Instagram as the main competitor to Xbox over PlayStation and Nintendo. So I think this is technically true. I think that every single piece of media and entertainment is fighting for your attention, right? Everything, whether it's television, movies, games, TikTok, Instagram Reels, yeah, YouTube, it all is fighting for your attention. You've only got so much time. Yeah, for sure. I don't think that's what you should focus on, though. I think you should focus on games, first and foremost, instead of being like, no, we don't really see Nintendo and PlayStation as our competition. Yes, they fucking are.
Yeah.
They're your direct competition, cunt. What do you fucking mean? You're a games platform. Make some fucking games. What are we talking about? Get games in the hands of people. And they are putting out games. They're putting out a lot of games. You know, just not doing well on the console kind of side of it. But they just, I don't know, man. Just, I guess I was going to say look at the big picture, but this probably is looking at the big picture, but maybe a little much. Maybe you need to focus a little bit. Make the best games platform you can make and then try to do this. Like, you tried to do the streaming. I thought them doing streaming was a good idea. I thought Mixer, great, because you would see it on the front page of every Xbox. And they signed Ninja for that, $50 million contract or whatever? What might have been more, I can't remember now. Let's go do a lot more professional podcasting. Ninja Mixer contract. Let's have a look. How much was it again? So you didn't get the full contract because it closed down early. So it sounds like he got, possibly 30 million from it. I'm seeing a lot of conflicting information, but it was supposed to be a 6-year contract for $932 million. What the fuck? That can't be right. That can't be right.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what it says, bro. There's no way they nearly signed $1 billion contract. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I'm seeing a lot of things that were like, someone said 1 year $50 million, some say 20 and 30 million. So it's all over the fucking place. Regardless, he made tens of millions of dollars from that, right? I still think that was a good idea, and yes, they were probably hemorrhaging money, so. Yeah, sure. Probably got a shit can at some point, but I think they should have ate some losses for a little bit. The fact that you could have had your streaming platform on the front page of every Xbox, and then you're like, oh, you sign on your Xbox, and you're like, Ninja's live. You go, oh, shit, because that's what they want to do. They want to be like, yes, like when they announced the Xbox One, and they're like, it's your whole entertainment system in your lounge, and everyone's like, boo, I want games. Every single thing I watch in my lounge, pretty much, I watch it off the PlayStation. It's become that. It's got YouTube on it. It's got Netflix. It's got Disney Plus. It's got everything. I just turn it on, do that. They're ahead of the game there, but that's why I think that Mixer could have been a good idea.
What?
And especially that Twitch is fucking up left and right. They could have made out pretty well in the long run, but.
What I want to know is if they see that like IG and TikTok main competitors, does that mean that they're going to change their marketing strategies to be a little bit more aggressive in your face, or maybe they're going to have like interns or something who's like their whole thing is to basically have Microsoft or Xbox sponsored just TikTokers or people doing IG clips
or brand ambassadors and things like that, maybe. Yeah.
And then someone hits them with that great old meme of, do you remember when brands were trying to be relatable and it was just
Yeah,
like,
Wendy's kind of fucking ruined it for everyone.
and then there was like
They
this
were
this
one of the
crab,
first.
this crab just shooting lasers, and it's like silence brand.
Yes, that's always great. I like that. That's always fun. Yeah, it's if yeah, remember when Wendy's was like the most fun brand, like back in the day on like Twitter and stuff like that, because they were like, oh, we're kind of edgy and doing our own thing, and then every brand did it. You're like, yeah, this kind of fucking sucks now. How do you do, fellow kids?
It definitely gave off the feeling of some disgruntled employee just on the company social just talking shit, which was great.
Yeah, that was always a good laugh. Now it is very much silence brand.
Mm.
So we'll see if Microsoft do anything on that front, if they want to try to play in that space or not, or on other people's platforms, or do their own platform. Who the fuck knows? Because I think if you're trying to do social media, you're far too late to it. Yeah, you're way too fucking late. You have to concede that space. So who knows what they're going to try to do there?
Or they're going to try to do
Maybe
a lot of giveaways through like TikTok and Instagram.
Maybe that'll be the stream. Who fuck it? Who knows? I thought I'd just mention once again in this whole not a special Game Pass right now. So let's talk about the PlayStation Plus monthly games real quick. So we got Stray, which is a bit of fun. Third-party adventure game. You play as a cat. There's a dedicated meow button. It's pretty fun. W2C24, which is a rally game, and then Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. And I gotta say, pretty average month, to be honest. I like Stray, but unless you're into these types of games specifically, it's not really a very exciting month. Last month was much better, I thought. But that's how it goes, man. That's how it goes with these games. Like last month was Alan Wake 2, so immediately I think it's already better. Goat Simulator 3, which I think is a game for a lot of people because it's just silly little game, and then Cocoon, which Cocoon is exceptional, an exceptional puzzle game. So yeah, I think it was a far better lineup last month. But Stray's definitely worth playing. I enjoyed it. My girlfriend cried at the end of it, so you know, soft behaviour. So one of those Nintendo patents to hurt Power Wheel did not go through. So this was the monster catching patent was rejected as it lacked an inventive step, which I think is a good thing. Ultimately, it's good for gamers all around. But it does make me wonder. Warner Brothers looks like they're trying to be sold. They're trying to shop around all parts of their business. And I wonder if Warner Brothers gets sold to someone, and we're going to see the Nemesis system come back. Because they have the patent for that. And that was fun. You see old Barry Hot Tongs. Don't know if that's a character, but there were all sorts of Hot Tongs characters. That was on their last name, with the weapons of Hot Tongs. That would be around, you'd be like, oi, you! And then it's like, oh no, Barry Hot Tongs showed up, and you're going to fight him when you might be already in the middle of a battle. I thought the Nemesis system was fucking awesome. I don't think that these systems, if you really fought them in court, you'd probably beat them. But nobody even wants to try because So I would love to see someone by Warner Brothers and go, look, they probably wouldn't say, hey, everyone can use this now. But I know if someone did and said, yeah, we're not gonna. If you want to use the Nemesis system, you can fucking do it. Warner Brothers are greedy, grimy, grubby fucking cunts. I'm gonna be completely honest. The way that they do business, they want to load up microtransactions and just about everything. And it's a miracle that they left Hogwarts Legacy the fuck alone, and it ended up being a massive hit from it. So,
I just like the idea of with the whole Nintendo patent, the legal was just like, no, fuck you, Petioy.
It's Randy Jackson. He's like, so no from me, dog. This is like an American Idol judge panel, eh? Simon Cowell. No, it is Little Eyes after his surgery. He looks like, when people with, when people, I know as well he had some kind of injury at some stage, but I feel like this one was actually unrelated when he got his work done. But, someone with like terrible vision gets their glasses, takes them off and turns them around and makes their eyes look really tiny. Yeah, I got this kind of vibe.
Or like looking like James and the Giant Peach, just dot eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So it is, like I say, it is a good thing for gamers all around that these patents get, that don't go to someone, because then no one else can use the system and we just get less exciting games in the long run.
Less innovation.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue maybe they'll get more innovation because, look, they can't do this thing.
Not
They'll
true.
have to figure out something else. But no. And if someone's got an idea, I want them to be able to make that idea. And even that, was it Monster Hunter Stories? That is a game that if Nintendo were like, we own this patent, you can't capture monsters and train them and whatever. That's something that I don't think they would crack down on Capcom for that, but imagine if they were like, oh, we can't make this anymore, so we won't do this. Or the Digimon Time Stranger, which is apparently really fucking good, that new one. I keep hearing it's really good. Funny how I said the Persona 5 comparison. The one before that came out before Persona 5. And people were like, actually, if anything, Persona 5 kind of copied some of the vibes off this. I'm like, oh, okay. Interesting.
I don't want their later...
Well, maybe it was the one before the one before, but yeah.
Because I know one of them, I want to say it's like maybe Cyber Sleuths or the one before it. People are like, yeah, it's a visual novel with Digimon battles. So,
yeah. I played a bit of Cyber Sleuth, and after maybe 20 hours or whatever, I was like, okay, I'm over this. I don't need any more. The combat got very repetitive, and I didn't care for the other part of it, but that's the other side of the game's not for me. It's, like I say, that Persona, almost Persona-like, and I'm like,
let's bring back Digimon World.
Digimon World, well, that's a game that I remember years ago. I was like, oh man, I always wanted that game. I got to play it at a friend's house and stuff, and I'm like, man, I got to boot this up, and I emulated it. And very quickly I was like, I don't like this at all. You miss one little bathroom thing and you're like, yeah, your Digimon's going to digivolve into shit. It's going to be crap. You just there's always unexplained things. You have to follow a guide if you want to digivolve into a good Digimon. There's always things you got to do. Sure, it's a product of its time, but I was like, nah.
That's not the idea of like, you see it at a mate's house, like, this looks awesome. You boot it up and you're like, not good.
Yeah. Yeah. Has not aged well. But it's got a charm to it. So there's a Simpsons Fortnite crossover, and it's not just some skins. It's pretty fucking massive. I was seeing it when I was on holiday, and I was like, man, I gotta fucking check this out when I get back. So there's a whole fucking Simpsons fucking map with a heap of Easter eggs in it as well. So many. There's skins, battle pass, and yeah, looked good, man. Looks awesome. So many funny little silly Simpsons references in there, which is great. I haven't watched The Simpsons in so long, and as soon as you see them, they're all coming back to me. But man, I haven't booted up Fortnite in a long time. This was the reason I reinstalled the Epic Game Store, because who knows, I'm not a fan after losing multiple saves before they had cloud saves. And so I vowed to never buy a game on there again. I lost my Ashen save while I was up to the final boss, and I lost my Hades save twice. One of them was my PC fucked up. It's not their fault. One of them was just the save corrupted, seemingly for no reason, and there's no cloud backups. Uh-oh, too bad. You lost all your roguelike progress. And I was like, nah, we ain't doing this again, Chief. That's why I haven't played Alan Wake 2. Otherwise, I would have bought it. Remedy, you could have got $100 out of me, mate. So, yeah, but man, booting up Fortnite again for the first time, the UI, I don't know if what it's like on console, but the UI is fucking awful on PC, man. There's so many fucking menus and things. You're like, what am I looking for here? This is dog shit. And I bet people that play Fortnite are like, no, it's actually a really good UI. It's like, you play it every day, cunt. Shut up. Like, you know where everything is because you play it all the time, but it's really terrible UI. I'm like, Epic, you can do better than this. You can do much, much better. You're a massive company. You make silly money off this. But the crossover, very good. I did a solo zero build, and I got 8th, which is honestly could be a lot worse, but man, some people play the game are so bad. Like, I haven't played Fortnite in years. I've never been a big Fortnite guy. And I was like 8 kills. I had 8 kills. And I'm like, bro, how am I just popping these people? And then as soon as a real fucking dude popped up, I was like, yeah, this guy's fucking me up. I think it's over. And sure enough, it was over pretty quick.
So you're feeling getting back into it?
Nah.
Nah.
I don't like how the shooting feels in Fortnite, to be honest. The movement and stuff feels really good, but I've never liked the gunplay of it. Just never been my preference. Yes, I do want to check out maybe the Lego mode if they've got like the whole Simpsons experience in the Lego mode. I might do that because that's a bit of fun. I've played that a couple of times and it's been a lot of fun. More than I would have ever thought, man. That Lego mode's really good. Well, there's 2 Lego modes actually. There's like an adventure, like Minecraft kind of mode. That's the one, and then there's like a social one. The survival one's actually a heap of fun. I imagine it'd be the social one for the Simpsons stuff.
I remember.
If it's there.
I remember me and my mates when it first came out, real getting amongst the survival one. But when I just couldn't be bothered, shoot, I would do the rocket racing.
Oh yeah, was this the Lego survival or was this the Save the World survival?
Lego survival, like the Minecrafty one.
Yeah, no, cool. It's good. It's actually a lot of fun. So yeah, there's like 1 million games in Fortnite now, and that's awesome. I guess the Rocket Racing, because that came about because they bought the studio that made
Rocket League.
Yeah, Rocket League. So makes sense. And then they also have the Guitar Hero, or was it the Rock Band studio?
Rock Band.
So they got the Rock Band one, yeah. So then that's why they did all the music stuff in there. So yeah, that's cool. Amazon Games Studios has had a bunch of layoffs, and they've cancelled their Lord of the Rings MMO. I'm not an MMO guy at all by any stretch of the imagination, but I was like, oh man, I wanted to see how that turned out. Lord of the Rings, that would be a great MMO. I know technically there is already one, Lord of the Rings Online. I tried to play it a long time ago, and I was like, this ain't for me, chief. But
that's a no.
I believe people are still playing it. It's rough, it's dated, but it's out there. So that might be the best thing for people for a long time to come. We will see. So, do you have any interest if there was a Lord of the Rings MMO? I mean, you like MMOs, you dip your toe in.
I have dipped my toe in them, but unless I had like a group of like, say, you and the boys that I could play with, play it, I don't really have that much nostalgia for Lord of the Rings.
Fake Kiwi, Peter Jackson hater. How dare you?
Nah, Black Sheep was alright. Wait, did he direct that or was that Brain Dead?
He did Brain Dead.
Oh yeah, no, that was alright, I guess.
I gotta see, who did Black Sheep? Who is that? Jonathan King. I don't even know who that is.
No, with Lord of the Rings, and like not gonna diminish it by comparing it to Harry Potter, but it was one of those franchises where, you know, when Harry Potter came out, I read the books and I watched the movies, and I remember watching the final one and I was like, cool, we love a conclusion. That is awesome. Lord of the Rings, didn't read the books, but I watched all the movies and I was like, cool, a conclusion. This is awesome. Yep. And then it's just like, I don't really care outside of what I enjoyed, and what I enjoyed was the core story.
That's fair.
That's why, yeah. Nah, it's like I enjoyed Lord of the Rings. I just don't have much nostalgia for it.
I got a lot of nostalgia for it because there were also so many good Lord of the Rings games. So, um, interestingly, like the Fellowship of the Ring game was entirely different, like style to the Two Towers.
You're about to
the
say
Twin Towers.
yeah.
The Lord of the Rings 9/11. Really, kind of the 9/11 of Lord of the Rings does kind of happen, and Helm's Deep, doesn't it? Really, if you think about it. Yeah, so the Two Towers game and the Return of the King, they were like action co-op games on PS2. So fucking good, man. Unbelievable. Conquest was really good as well, which is as an action game. I always forget the one that was, I used to play Guardians of Middle-earth with our boy Hamish, shout out. What was the one that was the turn-based game? Played a little War in the North. I think that was okay. Lord of the Rings turn-based. We had the Two Towers Game Boy Advance game. Lord of the Rings Third Age was the turn-based RPG.
I was about to say, okay, I'll amend what I said. I'll reiterate. I do have nostalgia for the two Game Boy Advance games because they were basically just Diablo clones.
Yeah. It's funny if you look at them now, you're like, what the fuck am I looking at? It's so hard to make it out.
But at the time, you're like, damn.
It was awesome. They were a lot of fun. And they get pretty challenging in moments. But yeah, man, the turn-based, Third Age was a lot of fun. Just a turn-based RPG style game. And then once you'd gone through the game, you could do battles and play as the bosses. So you get to play as the Balrog fighting Gandalf and stuff. That was really fucking cool. And then obviously like the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. I didn't play Shadow of War because their monetization in it was filthy. Very much like I was saying before about Warner Brothers. They had absolutely filthy monetization where the Nemesis system you couldn't completely utilize it as much as you wanted to without spending money on microtransactions, which is fucking bullshit. It's just very Warner Brothers. Like, fighting games have got pretty bad monetization now because they're very expensive to make and they, don't sell a heap. So I understand it. Mortal Kombat has like fucking probably 10 times, maybe more than that monetization than Tekken and Street Fighter. Monetization's pretty disgusting in Mortal Kombat. So, yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 was the first Mortal Kombat I haven't bought since 9. I'd bought all the Injustice games. I bought Mortal Kombat like 9, 10, 11 and DLC. 1, I'm like, nah, you've kind of lost me, man. You're just too greedy.
I haven't played a Mortal Kombat game since 10.
Yeah. So, because the story's decent.
I played 10.
1,
10 was good.
Yeah, apparently the story in 1 is worse. A lot of people weren't a big fan of it, but is what it is. Megan Fox was in it, and her voice acting was fucking god awful. I remember, but hey, it is what it is, baby. What's going on with my hair? Why can't I just leave it alone? Anyway, yeah, it looks worse. I ruined everything, Stephen. God, I've ruined it. I've done it. Anyway, speaking of ruining things, there's a Fallout New Vegas 15th anniversary edition announced. It's been announced for $155 US. Pretty fucking pricey.
Steep.
So, comes with a PC copy of the game.
Oh, it's
collector's
USD.
box. Yeah, I said that.
No, you're right. And I was just like, when I was reading along, I was just like, oh yeah, I heard him say USD, and then I was like, USD.
Yeah. So yeah, roughly 250 New Zealand dollars. Yep. So what was I saying? There's a Victor statue. You get a pin. You get some little collectible cards. You get a couple of patches with it. Still a game that needs mods to run properly. It's not like a remaster or anything. It's not like a new edition.
Does it come with a vinyl bag?
and not this time. But it was too expensive to make a good copy of. So we gave all the good ones to the influencers and sold you the shit one. Yeah, that was pretty gross. Well, yeah, I was like, would this be better if you could put out an update or an updated version of the game with it? Oh, yeah, and the code in the box apparently isn't redeemable till next year. Fuck.
Well,
So you can get it and go, no, you can't play the game at the moment. So I think before you try to sell people this 15-year-old game again, yes, I know Obsidian made it, but it's all in Bethesda's engine. Bethesda could fix it. Or they could pay some modders to be like, can you work on this for us? We'll pay you to put this out for the release of this and then put out a patch for people that already own it. It's currently $10 on Steam. You get the game, save yourself 145 USD and just buy it on Steam right now. Or you could wait for it to go on sale. The lowest it's been is $2.50 USD. It's been like $3 New Zealand dollars. If you want to play the game, just fucking buy it. Don't buy this. Maybe you're a big fan, you want the statue and so on. I get it. Look, I got a bunch of nerd shit behind me. I completely get it. You know that? Okay, not the most popular Gears of War, but that JD Phoenix statue, that cost me 50 New Zealand dollars, mate. That's the reason I bought it. I was like, I like Gears of War enough to spend $50 on this statue. That Lancer cost me a little more. Bro, I actually look like the biggest diehard Gears of War fan. And I do like Gears of War a lot.
I remember when I wanted to get a pre-order edition of this, kicking it back quite a while ago, but I was stoked for Metal Gear Rising, and I was just like, I want to get the pre-order special edition. I was like, oh yeah, the pre-order special edition comes with a statuette. I was like, okay, and it was like $300. No, and so I just went on NZ Game Shop, and it was like, here's a steel case version with 2 DLC colors. I was like, and a DLC costume. I was like, yep, nah, you had me at Steelbook. The rest is just a treat.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of these editions are getting ridiculous, man. It's absurd. Like every time From Software put out a new game with a fancy edition, I'm like, oh, do I do it? Do I fucking do it? And then I look and I was like, $500, and I'm like, no.
This whole thing of like a $10 game, and they grew like with all the tricks and collectibles with it being 155 USD, reminds me of this trend that's real annoying. It's like from a subreddit called like Stupid Food, and it's like someone will order a steak that's like nearly $1,000 or like $1,000 above, and the thing that makes it special is it comes in a gold briefcase with fucking dry ice just coming out of it. And there's like a little performance. Like, that's so hokey. That's so dumb. It's just like, I'll just take the steak. That's what it reminds me of. It's just like,
save me $20 and just give me the steak.
Yeah.
Save me 145 USD and just give me the fucking game.
But then ridiculous. I remember probably one of the better pre-order bonuses thingies. Infamous Second Son came with a little case holder. It was a denim jacket. Came with a beanie, a bottle opener, and some badges. It was like buttons. I was like, cool.
Still got that beanie somewhere.
Hey yo.
Maybe it's in this drawer.
What's in here? Oh, a gun.
Oh, I've got it. Yes, it's still in the packaging.
That's a small beanie.
Yeah, I got a fucking dome on me. That ain't fitting.
No, I'm pretty sure you should just sit on like that part of my head.
Yeah, it's a scully. It's not a beanie. It's a scully. It's
true.
Different. It's different. It's still a beanie. No, it's a scully.
No.
That's a subgenre of beanie. Anyway, Apple Vision Pro's got a refresh. So it's now got the new M5 chip in it. And it's got a new strap. So the strap that they showed off previously, like, it just was one like kind of around the back. and people were like, the weight of this is terrible. It was like really poorly weighted and so on. And so there was another strap that was less appealing looking that came in the box, and everyone just used that. But yeah, they put tungsten in the back of the strap, and it's got a strap on top, a strap on the back, and apparently it's way more comfortable. But it appears that everything else is the same. It's the same housing, same screen, same price. All that. It's just the new chip, which, yeah, I mean, sure, it probably got better performance, but I still don't know who this product's for, man. I still don't know who the Apple Vision Pro is for. I've never heard of anyone with one, and people are like, oh, no, well, you don't know any professionals. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I don't. But I don't know, man. I'm surprised that Apple are even bothering. Maybe it's that they still want to sell it, and they're like, well, maybe it costs us significantly less money to produce this new chip, so we'll just put that in there. Probably what it is, I imagine, keeping the rest of the hardware the same. It feels like it's one of Apple's few flops in recent years. I say as an Apple hater.
I don't know, man. Apparently someone was telling me, so grain of salt, that the iPhone Air, like, no one wants to buy them to the point where, like, they're reducing production of them.
Oh shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't want just this tiny little thin phone. I want a phone with a bit of heft to it. I want to feel it. I want to feel it in my hand. I want to feel it.
And you also don't want to have, it's like, oh, I've got this pinner-ass phone. Better go chuck it in a chunky OtterBox just so it doesn't break when I put it in my back pocket.
Though, I watched a video on it. I think it was Jerry Rig Everything. It's actually really fucking strong. Surprisingly strong.
So what was the one that bent? Because it was all metal?
iPhone 6. iPhone 6 was the one that was bending in the pockets of tight, skinny jeans.
Hey.
The type of man that buys an iPhone.
Yeah.
There's another story about that, but we can't tell it on the podcast.
That's a
Tim.
That's a Patreon.
That's a Patreon exclusive. If you want to hear that story. Well, I did actually set us up a Patreon some time ago, but you know, I don't have anything on there. We haven't done anything with it.
It'll get some use.
Maybe one day, but not anytime soon. Yeah, that's a thing. So PS Portal cloud streaming's gone live. I think you need the top PlayStation Plus subscription for it, which is what are we doing? Anyway, it's a cool idea. It's cool that this device that came out, they're like, you're only really gonna use it like locally on like your local network. Some people have tested on like McDonald's Wi-Fi and things like that, and it's worked all right. And now you'll be able to just actually stream the games to it, games that you don't. Something about games that you don't have or don't have locally, and so on. It's cool. I like that. It's awesome. Glad that people are getting a bit more use out of the PlayStation Portal. It seems like the PlayStation Portal's done pretty well for them. I think they've sold. What I hit an attach rate of 10%, and they've sold like 80 million PS5s. So if they've sold 8 million PlayStation Portals, that's pretty fucking good for what it is. Yeah, cool, good stuff. And I think that this is the way to go for some of the streaming stuff. Don't have it as like the primary. It's a secondary function. It's there if you want to do it. I think that's.
Do you own one?
Nope.
No.
Like every other handheld. No.
Is it really a handheld? Handheld when it relies on the actual console itself?
It's not a standalone handheld, but you still say it's a handheld of sorts.
Mm.
If we went on a date, mate, would I get my handheld?
Yes.
Thank you. Just checking. So this is some big news. So Halo campaign evolved. So it's Halo Combat evolved, campaign evolved because
clever.
Not in the multiplayer. It's coming to Xbox, PS5, and PC. It's the remake of the Halo 1 campaign, 4-player co-op, which we found out the hard way that Halo 1 was actually only 2-player co-op. So we were going to play multiplayer. We're going to do Cursed Halo for a stream, and we're like, oh, it's only letting 2 of us join. So that's cool. So yeah, they don't have the multiplayer PvP. Apparently there's 3 prequel missions being added as well. People don't know if they're going to just flashback them through or at the start of the game, which I don't know if you should just add 3 missions to the start of the game though, because Halo's pacing's pretty good. And hopefully they fix the level of the library, because the library is a shit level. Everything looks the fucking same. It is brutally difficult, and you're just running through these corridors shooting flood. It's fucking rough on a legendary run. It's very rough. That might be the only thing I'd say to change in Halo 1. Otherwise, I fucking love Halo 1. I adore Halo 1. It's my favourite Halo game. Which people normally think that means it's the first one I played. Nope. I played Halo 3 first. That's my second favourite Halo game. Believe it or not, my third is Infinite. Unpopular opinion. Infinite campaign. Bitchin'. I had a lot of fun with it. Its story is shit, but the gameplay is just so fucking good in Infinite, and the grappling hook and everything. It is a lot of fun. But can Halo Studios pull this off? And it was also in the Unreal Engine, so hopefully it fucking runs well on PC. Who knows? I don't have a lot of faith in Halo Studios, to be quite honest, as much as I am an Infinite enjoyer. I just don't think they seem to understand what makes Halo Halo and what people want out of Halo. So we will see, but you just got to remake the first game. Don't have to reinvent the wheel. How hard can it be at this point? Like, really, come on now. And hopefully they've got more permanent staff working on it, that they don't have to just... They kept not wanting to hire permanent staff, so they kept getting temps in, and if they worked for, like, I don't know what the time frame was, like maybe more than 6 months for them, they had to give them like a permanent contract. So they just kept going, okay, your contract's been terminated after 5 months and 30 days. So hopefully they're doing less of that shit now as well. But I'm hoping they do a good job, because I love Halo. Halo's great. But I feel like if they can't do this right, well, get them to do something else. Get them, I don't know, man. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Halo Studios? You can't make Halo right. What the fuck can you do? You're made for this. So I want it to be great. I really do. But we will have to see once it comes out. GTA 6 has been delayed until the 19th of November 2026. So it's a little over a year away now. I'm not worried, to be quite honest. It's funny, Alex's friends were like, she was like, who could have seen this coming? I really thought they had enough time at this point. I thought, look, it's ages out. They've still got plenty of time. Delayed again, so.
And I read something, like, I think on my work break, and I just brought up a post. It's like, Rockstar won't release GTA 6 if there's even one glitch in the game. The delay will cost Take-Two an extra $60 million in development costs, meaning $100 million per month.
What? $60 million in development costs. It's $100 million per month?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, it's a rumor.
So $600 million.
It's going to cost Take-Two $10 million per month because of the pushback.
Okay. When you said like it would cost them $100 million a month, then I was like, how does
not
that work if it's going to cost
them
them $60 million? I was like, what?
Got my wires crossed. But yeah, because of delay, they fucking paying. So this game better suck your dick when it comes out.
Yeah, the bar is set very high.
Yeah. So
they gotta nail it. A cross-buy graphic has been spotted on the PlayStation Store. So there's got people speculating that is this going to be buy a PS5 copy and get a PC copy, maybe for their own launcher or maybe for Steam or whatever. But I imagine it's probably not for Steam. Or I wonder if it's more like Xbox Smart Delivery, which once again, this is something people said was stupid, but it was very much like you buy Xbox's system, like PlayStation is like you buy a PS4 copy, that's what you got. You got the PS4 version of it. Some games give you a PS4 and PS5, but a lot of them are like, yeah, you've just got the PS4 version, whatever. Xbox Smart Delivery was like, oh yeah, you bought a copy of this? Yep, you've got it on whatever Xbox you play it on. You know, if you play it on the Series S or Series S, it's the same thing. You've got it on the Xbox One. Yep, yeah, it works on there too, as long as it's available. Which I think is how it should be. PlayStation does a lot of pay us an extra $10 to upgrade to the PS5 version. Nintendo does the same, but Xbox is just like, here you go. And now if it's like an Xbox Play Anywhere, you buy it and it's like, yeah, you can play it on PC. Right? You play it on your fucking Xbox ROG Ally X, or play it on, you know, your PC or whatever, or your Xbox Series X when it does have Xbox Play Anywhere, which is awesome. So PlayStation's like, yeah, but you got to pay us an extra. In New Zealand, a lot of time it's $20, and I'm like, not paying that, bro.
They totally should go. So just going to the Xbox ROG Ally, they totally should have just called it the ROG Box.
ROG Box X.
Yeah,
yeah, but I think they wanted the Xbox branding. Originally, I was a little like, I don't think the branding's that bad, but every time I got to say it, I'm like, it's too much. It is too much. To be honest, it's too wordy. The rumours are that they're still working on their own handheld as well, but it's been pushed back a bit, but we'll see. So yes, anyway, this cross-buy could be interesting. I hope it is for get a version on PC as well, because that'll save me money when I sometimes end up buying the PC version of their games later after buying the console version because I'm an idiot. But that's it for the news. So, talk about what we're playing. So, I've done it, Stephen. It's happened. Banana is done. I finished DK Bonanza when I was on holiday. I had fucking some big commutes. I had like an 11-hour or 10-hour flight from Sydney to Bangkok. So I played the fuck out of some Donkey Kong, partly because I was like, I wanted to kind of get it done. Then I can also be a professional hater because I'm like, well, I finished the game. But the final boss was a surprise and was a lot tougher than I thought. Did not expect what happened. Won't spoil it here because I think a lot of people would be surprised by this. But at the end of the game, like, a lot of people were like, oh, I got to the end and I needed to grind out all this gold. I still spent all the gold you need to spend to get through to the last area, and I still had like about 10k left. So if you're just playing every level properly and you're like really trying to look for things on each level, you won't run into that issue. But yeah, end game was, like I say, it was pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie, there's some post game stuff I did as well, which was pretty fucking hard. You get a gauntlet of each one of the powers, so you're like, oh, you've got the gorilla form, which, I mean, he's already a gorilla, but you've got the gorilla one, which is just the break stuff form. It's the Limp Bizkit form. So you get all these challenges involving that powers. You get one for the ostrich form, and you know, so it's catered to the abilities of the ostrich. The zebra one can suck my fucking balls. That one was bullshit. I hate that one. Fuck you, zebra. Never want to use that fucking power again. So yeah, by the end game, it is still like a game. It's a good game. I played a lot more platformers that I personally prefer. So, but if you're a fan of 3D platformers, it's worth hearing Banana. I got over 500 bananas. I think I might have been close to 600. So I heard that a lot of times. But
hearing in your sleep. Not anymore,
oh, bro, I'd wake up tossing and turning a banana.
Get out of bed in a hot sweat, in a cold sweat, slip on a banana peel.
Oh, curse you, Donkey Kong!
Your pajamas is naked but wearing a red tie.
Yeah, I'm him. Speaking of Nintendo games, I'm looking like a fanboy this week. But I was playing a lot of Switch 2. I was going, dude, the ROG Ally didn't end up getting used.
Oh.
I bought it for this trip originally, but it was because there was a refurb for $500. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. That's one of the reasons I bought it. I've been playing Pokemon Legends Z8. And I gotta say, I've been enjoying it, man. Like, objectively, is it a good game? It's alright. Subjectively, I don't know, man. It's kind of hitting for me, and I can't really explain why. But I will try my best. So, it is in, like, just one open world city. I say open world, open city. It's not massive. But, yeah, the things I really like about it so far is like, so when you run around the world, you'll see like there'll be some rocks and stuff to break, so you can use a fighting or like steel move to break the rocks to get to like new places. There'll be occasionally something you got to give a little zap to, so you got to have an electric move. I like to get these little things you can to climb up on the top of the buildings. I don't know what they actually are because you just press A on them, they just take you up. It's not like an elevator, but there's like you have to freeze a fountain at one stage, so you've got to use an ice move on it. There's these piles of sludge around, so you got to use a water move. I think another type might work on that as well. I think maybe a flying move might work on it. It's one of the other types. But yeah, it's just the way that you interact with that stuff around. It just requires you to have like some okay team building to just there's these like shrubs. I thought I was going to need the move cut because they give you brick break pretty early. Not brick break, rock smash. And you go, oh yeah, cool. I need to use rock smash for these, and then you find out it's any fighting or steel move. I'm like, that's cool. Yeah, these vines, I thought you needed cut to bit, but you can use a fire move to burn these like trees down, and sometimes there'll be items in them. That's really fucking cool. I actually really like that a lot. The mechanic is very fun because I'm a big fan of team building in Pokemon games. So
it's his favorite exercise.
Yeah, I don't really
team
know.
Building.
Yeah. Not like you, Mister. I'm going to use all bipedal Pokemon and have like 5 fighting types. Well, so I got 2 fighting types and 2 steel types. So
is Hawlucha one of them?
But nope.
Oh, you learned from Pokerogue.
Yeah, that's right. Hawlucha was pretty good early in Pokerogue. I remember, but it was like late. You're like, man, what you doing now? Hawlucha, if they've added Mega Hawlucha could be pretty good in Pokerogue. It's coming back. Yeah, so saying this, the story, don't care, it's a Pokemon game. There's no voice acting or anything. I'm like, whatever. You can just skip through it. But man, I just love that there's so many megas. Maybe I'll bring my team up. So my team as well, I said I've got 2 fightings and two steals. Wouldn't be the case. Oh, that's right. I've got a team of Furfrowers right now because I'm doing the Furfrower Elite Four, and then I've got to beat the Furfrower Champion. You can only use the Furfrowers, and I fucking hate this thing. One of them looks Egyptian because I made it that way because I've got a little haircut, but the rest of them look normal. But my main team right now is I got Feraligatr, so all of my Pokemon can Mega as well. So I got Feraligatr, got Charizard, I've got a Heracross, I've got a Lucario, Gardevoir, and Excadrill. So, yeah, if I don't have anyone to trade with, I would have traded with the middle coat to get a Scizor, and then I probably would have subbed out Heracross, because then that's also my bug type. And then I might have subbed in a different fighting type instead of Lucario, because I've got the Steel and Excadrill. But, yeah.
Oh, that's right, Mega Heracross.
Yeah, but I would have subbed in Scizor if I could get it, but because you need to trade, too fucking bad. But yeah, I like my squad quite a lot, really. It's got pretty good. Who I actually really want, and I know very much makes me look like a Gen 1er, but I'm not. I realised Venusaur would complement my team so much. A Mega Venusaur would be so good here. Poison Grass. Yeah, absolutely. That would be fucking perfect, but I don't think I can get him now because I chose Charmander. But I still needed a fire. I needed a fire and a flying. Well, I think actually I had a Talonflame or pre-Talonflame, like a Fletchling or Fletchinder. And then I was like, oh man, but Charizard's fire flying and has a Mega. 2 Megas even. But I needed a special attacker, so I went for Y. And I didn't need another dragon. Mega Feraligatr is Dragon Water. So yeah, it's been fun. Yeah, combat's okay. There's an interesting kind of rhythm to it. So you've got moves like Lucario. I was using it for a while with Aura Sphere because they had a nature on it that was special, but I really wanted to be a physical attacker, so I did end up changing that at some point. But I had Aura Sphere on it, but it's funny because you can use if you use Bullet Punch, it's a fast attack. So in the main games, it's priority. But this move just gets you right up in their grill. But then you've got attacks like Aura Sphere where he'll back off and use it at range. Or you've got U-turn, which will attack them like, not that Lucario has U-turn, but that'll attack them and then bring you right back to the trainer. So you might have a Pokemon that wants to get up and do a couple of attacks and then use U-turn to get back and then have a ranged attack. So I don't think Heracross gets U-turn, even though it should. It's a bug, but you could use U-turn with something like that, and then it's got Rock Slide, which is ranged. So then you could use a move to get out of the way of one of their attacks and then use your ranged attack. You've got moves that like charge in really fast as well, like Heracross has got Mega Horn, and then if you want to use that, then you could use something like Earthquake or like Bulldoze or something which is like close range, or Iron Head, anything like that, or Close Combat, which makes sense on Heracross being fighting type. So yeah, there's a bit of a rhythm to the combat, which is fun. And there's these wild zones in the game, right? So this is just where Pokemon are just let to fucking roam free, and you can encounter alpha Pokemon. So the first 4 wild zones, they were pretty cruisy. You're just like, oh yeah, no big deal. I get to Wild Zone 5, and there's an alpha Houndoom. So an alpha Pokemon is just bigger, it's higher level, and it takes less damage. And they got glowing red eyes. And sometimes as well, they won't just go for your Pokemon, they'll just see you and be like, you cunt, I'm fucking coming for you. And you're like, oh fuck! And this Mega Houndoom just run me the fuck down and killed me. And I was like, what the fuck? And it had a weird issue with spawning, so I would go and I'd damage it, and then it would like hit its aggro limit and then go despawn and go back to its reset position and heal its health. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just spent like 2 minutes trying to kill you. You fucked my Feraligatr up, and now I got to do it again. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny when they just fucking, I'm coming for you as a trainer. You're like, me? What?
And you're pointing at your Pokemon, and then it's like,
yo, him right. No, go for the Feraligatr. You. Oh no. That's been quite fun. There's a heap of side quests in the game as well. Most of them. Go here, do the thing. Oh, battle this person. They're not anything crazy, but they're alright. They pad it out a bit. Nothing too crazy. I was saying that Furfrou Elite 4's been one of my favourite quests, even though it's kind of hard and kind of bullshit. It's just very silly. Like it's just ludicrous of like this idea of you got to find 4 people around the map. They've got markers there. You go to these cafes, you beat them with their stupid little fucking poodles. So you go there and have the little poodle fight 1-on-1, and you go, cool. And then it's like, now you're going to beat the person with 6 Furfrous. You're like, oh, fuck. I haven't beaten her yet. I've been struggling with it because Furfrou's a piece of shit, and I've had to catch 6 just for this. So, yeah, I'll probably do that tonight if I can get a couple more levels of my dudes. If I was using my regular team, it'd be over. It'd be 1 Lucario would have done the job, 1 Heracross. But yeah, I'm enjoying Legends ZA more than I thought. It makes me think I should have got to Arceus because I hear it's actually pretty good overall. But if you're a fan of Pokemon, it's worth it. If you're not, I probably would say to give it a miss.
I loved Arceus.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I never played it. I've still played every mainline game except Ultra Sun and Moon. I played Sun and Moon, but just not Ultra. But Arceus, I just never got to. The timing wasn't right. Things were just not running well on the Switch one then as well. Oh, I must say, this game as well. Everyone's like, this game looks like shit. Bro, I gotta be honest. This game looks a lot better than Scarlet and Violet. It's way smaller scale. Yes, a lot of buildings are the textures are very, very 2D. But they don't look bad as 2D. I don't know. They don't look bad. The game runs well on the Switch 2 as well. Which I know Scarlet and Violet runs well on the Switch 2. But yeah, I'm just not as critical of this as I was of Scarlet and Violet. Even though Scarlet and Violet probably better games. Splat and Vlat. But yeah, it's just nice to play something a little different but still familiar. Because it's cool that... So normally in standard Pokemon, if you ones that have Mega Evolving, you can only Mega Evolve 1 Pokemon per battle. as long as you've got the meter charged up, you can evolve as many Pokemon you want in the battle, right? So you use the meter, you Mega Evolve your Pokemon, your meter runs out, it's no longer Mega, and then you get another. Okay, cool. Now I'll send out this Pokemon. You build the meter up. Okay, cool. Now this one can Mega Evolve. So I like that. So that's what my team involves. 6 Pokemon that can Mega Evolve because I like Megas. I mean, they're fun.
That's a way better reworking than one Pokemon can Mega per set.
I still think they should keep that for the mainline games for balance. Unless story mode, they just go, yeah, fucking whatever. Anyone, you can just do it. But you'd steamroll everything. But Pokemon games aren't hard anyway. Like, probably only 5th gen was probably the only hard games, to be honest. And even then, not that hard. So, yeah, I'd be interested to see anyway if they change that going forwards, because I hope Megas are back to stay, because I'm a big fan of Megas. I always was. Apparently, people thought Megas were not good for game balance for doubles, which is what the professional format of VGC is, but singles, when I was playing that, like semi-competitively, I love that shit, man. So many mind games. I'd have a team that had a Venusaur and a Gyarados on it, and both of them would have Mega Stones. Generally, you wouldn't want to do that because you would end up losing an item on one of them. But I would just see what the match is looking like and decide in the moment, okay, this is a Mega Venusaur match. So Gyarados is going to be normal Gyarados. I think it ended up being... So when I built the team, it was more around Mega Venusaur. I think I did about 80% Mega Gyarados in the end because it was just so fucking good. No one used it either back then. That shit was just stomping people left and right. The big fucking shrimp.
Yeah, that's right.
That shit ruled. And so someone's like going to hit you with a Stone Edge, you Mega Evolve, and then become Dark Water instead. You end up tanking it pretty well. And Gyarados is so good because it's got in this game, in Zar, there's no abilities, but in the mainline games, it's got 2 abilities. It's got Intimidate, which is great as well, just to lower their attack, or Moxie, so if it kills something, you get an attack boost. So I used to use it with Moxie. So you'd kill... If you got a kill with it, you get the attack boost and then Mega Evolve. And I think it had Mold Breaker, which was a pretty bitchin' ability because it negates other Pokemon's abilities. So if something's got Levitate, you could still smack it with an Earthquake. Back then, Electros was a big deal, and that's an Electro type with Levitate, so technically has no weakness, but you could hit him with an Earthquake with Mold Breaker. Yeah. I love that shit. I love this shit, man. I just got to check. Is it Mold? It does have Mold Breaker. I'm not a liar. I remembered correctly. I haven't played Pokemon competitively in over 10 years. So. Yeah. So anyway, yep. I'm a massive Pokemon nerd. Here's me coming out of the Pokemon closet.
The Poke Closet.
Nintendo would sell that to you for $1,000 as well. But God, it'd be good. Not that the Pokemon games are high quality, but all the merch. I think we talked about this last time. Like, if you buy Nintendo branded merch or stuff, it's like high quality stuff. Why aren't your games high quality for Pokemon? Damn it!
Because it's just a vehicle to go inside and push the merch.
Yeah, it is a big merch operation. Ultimately, Pokemon, the fucking merch racket.
And it's just like, why did you add Megas and you brought the bracelets back? It's like, to sell plushies.
Yeah. What don't you understand?
It's like, why did Ash be reincarnated? Why was Ash hit by a car and then reincarnated as Pikachu? It's like, plushies.
Because he saw Ho-Oh in the first episode that they just called Rainbow Bird. And he actually died. He actually died and made a wish to be a boy forever. What are you talking about? Everyone knows that's the law. Dude, that unofficial law though of those failed Mew clones are Dittos. I 100% believe that shit. I subscribe to that shit, man. Because the only places in the first gen where you find Ditto are the lab where Mew was created and the cave where Mewtwo is. The only 2 places in the game. The only 2 Pokemon in the game with Transform. I think they've got the same like weight and height as well as each other.
Same color.
Same color. It's like I think honestly for me, nah, I believe that shit. I 100% subscribe to that. So, hey Stephen, I've rambled a lot. I ramble a lot every episode, but now I want you to tell me about what you were playing.
So I'll probably give my honest thoughts on Outer Wilds 2 a bit later, just because I feel like I'm not that far in it.
Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds?
Worlds! Worlds
There we
2.
go.
I still to this day get them mixed up, and I just started playing Outer Worlds 2.
They are very similar names. It is very easy to see how he did it. Is there an Outer Wilds too? No, it's only the one game. Okay.
So
That's a game that I still have to play. Totally Porf, the homie, that makes the music. They made the music, intro music for this pod.
Shout out.
They're a massive fan of Outer Wilds, so I got to play it at some point. Sorry, I interrupted. Go on.
So there was one of these games where I saw it just appear on Steam. Has overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's called 1000 Times Resist. It is a walking sim with very light platforming mechanics. And game kicks off with a moment of a futuristic girl just stabbing the shit out of another futuristic looking girl, and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And then as the story unfolds, because that was sort of, then it reverts back to in the past, and there's so much I don't want to give away about the game, because it's like, basically, at first I was like, I don't know where this plot point's going. It's like, well, the fight shows a girl, like, when she was in high school, and then now it's like the future where, like, there's no humans and stuff like that. And then, but every chapter I finish, like, I was like, okay, what does this have more of? I was like, this makes no sense. This game progresses. I was like, okay, this is making a lot of sense. And actually, the game's very bleak. Yeah, I want to say why it's bleak, but it's definitely a go in blind sort of game.
Yep.
Which I'll probably spoil the core things on why it's bleak to you after the pod.
Sounds good. Yeah, definitely not a spoiler, especially that type of game where that is, when you're playing this type of game, that is everything, right?
Yeah.
You can't be giving that away.
I feel dampen the impact if you get an insight on what you think's going on.
100%. 100% agree.
But I finished Ninja Gaiden 4. Very good game. Very good game. Some of the criticisms I've seen is people saying that the story is like not that good. It's like, don't care. I've played all of the 3D Ninja Gaiden games. Well, the HD remakes of them, and I was just like, this story is not really that great, but the combat fucking slaps. And yeah. So they went the Devil May Cry 4 route a little bit, where, because Yakumo being the main protag, and he's up to some mischief, and Ryu Hayabusa catches on, and he's just like, no, you little shit, you have a tussle, and then there's a big pivotal moment in the game, and instead of advancing the story more at that point, you play as Ryu, and it sets place before the event that occurs. And at first, like I loved playing with Yakumo more because Yakumo's got more weapons. He has the ability to transform his weapons with blood, very edgy. And Ryu's only got the one weapon, but started to really enjoy Ryu's abilities. So instead of transforming his weapons, he has a special ability called Gleam Force, which is ninja bullshit. You hit someone with a combo, and you hold like L2, and you press an attack. He just does these just does these vanishing attacks where he's like, and it's so satisfying to be able to do some ninja bullshit, just like multiple hitting them, go send them up in the air and just go XXY and just hit them for an Izuna drop. Very satisfying. And he also has Nympho, so he can cast fire projectile. Nympho, yeah. He's got, because his Nympho...
Ryu Hayabusa likes to fuck.
Yeah. Ryu
That's canon. Look it up.
Ryu Hayabusa.
Oh, dude, I've been thinking we need some clips. That's a clippable moment. Ryu Hayabusa.
But yeah, I like the way he uses his Nympho magic. He's got like fire spell that like locks on to multiple targets. He's got a void vacuum spell which it doesn't lock on to anyone, but it just plows them straight through. He's got a wind Nympho, which is like a sort of, if people are getting too close to you, it's like an all around like slice that will do some critical damage and push them away. And then he's got these little firebirds that follow you, that attack the enemies that they get close, and it sucks. Literally no excuse to use it. I only dropped the difficulty once during a specific fight, and after that, beat the boss, the final boss in both stages. Regular, it's cool. When you finish it, you can play it on a super hard difficulty. Standard. You can play through you can unlock chapter mode, which is you can just select the levels to play unless you, in case you've missed some unlockables. But you can also play all the levels as just Yakumo, or you can play them as Ryu. And also there's another gameplay element called Death Wish, which is you play the game and you have access to no upgrades. All your weapons are in base for like all the combos and stuff you can't use, like the ones that you purchase, all the upgrades. It's like, no, you just have to run with straight out of the box.
Raw dog it.
Yeah. But because I bought the deluxe edition, we have the DLC coming out, I don't know when, which is the two Ninja Masters, which gives them a DLC centered around Yakumo and Ryu and gives them more weapons.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on my list. Every single time I'm like, oh yeah, it's on the list, mate. It's on the list. You're like, are you going to get to this? Oh, I don't know, man.
Do it for the GT soundtrack.
Yeah. I do need to get to it at some stage. And I've thought about, do I listen to the soundtrack? I'm like, no, I want to experience it in the game.
Yeah. Because, when you fight the first boss and you just hear just chunky fucking 7, maybe 8 strings just slam, I was like, jeez.
Oh, that's a lot of strings.
Oh, no, that gets me tense.
Hell yeah, brother. Cool. You playing anything else at the moment?
No, I've been like dipping my toes in Outer Worlds too. I'll have a
That's
more coherent opinions on it once I've put some more time in it.
yeah, perfect. All right, got a little Steam review for you. Escape from Duckov, which is a piss take of Escape from Tarkov. Feeding ducks with bread. No, feeding ducks with lead.
That is awesome.
I like that. When I saw that review, I thought that's a bit of fun. So, yeah, shout out to Scrip, who has been playing a bit of that, and I think more than a bit of that, bro. I think he's been putting in some fucking shifts, eh?
Hell yeah.
You know, look, everyone likes what they like, and some people just got no taste. Cool. So someone bought it for me for my birthday as well. So at some stage I'll probably give it a go too. Yeah, and that review's from Future Ghost, Future_Ghost. So shout out to them. What do you got for me, Stephen?
I have a review from Gumlong, and it's a review for 1,000 Times Resist, and that is, this game is just running around in circles, talking to people the same way that Pride and Prejudice is famously just a bunch of people going to each other's houses, which is to say, it's a literary masterpiece. I've never read Pride and Prejudice.
Look, neither have I.
And I won't, because I can't read.
Yeah, I haven't read a book in a long time.
Yeah.
Not for me. I have to read so slow to like really retain it. Like I'm very visual. I'm very hands on with everything. Very handsy, some way say. But they don't say that. But it's just the way I retain information. Generally, is not by just reading it. Not reading words. I need to see it. Need to be hands on. So games,
Pop-up
TV
books.
shows, movies. Yeah, pop up books, little picture books, mate.
With textures?
I tell you, mate. I could recite you the entire Bernstein Beers fucking all the entire back catalogue right now, mate.
Not a pop-up
I can do
book,
it.
but that's awesome.
Yeah, not pop up, but picture books. Also, aren't they? Is it actually Bernstein or is it Bernstein? There's a whole thing. About
It's
it.
a
It's
Mandela
Bernstein
effect on
beers.
it. But I grew
Yeah.
up thinking it, remembering it as Stein.
Same. That's why I said it just then. Bernstein beers. If I put a fucking stain on my reputation getting that one wrong.
I also like the idea of you just like going to, you see a library, it's like, oh fuck it, what's the harm? And you're like, oh, this book jumps out at me. You pulls it out, and the book's just called The Document.
It's a riveting read, I tell you.
A list on top
All
top
right.
10 lists.
Oh, I love a top 10, mate. Give me the Watch Mojo book. Anyway, that's gonna do it for episode 22 of the No Scrubs podcast. I know it's cliche. Some may say gay and cringe. I wouldn't say that, but you could like, comment, subscribe. It does actually do. It does us a massive favor. It is a massive help. So if you could do that, that would be great.
That would be pretty
And
neat.
I would love you forever. And that's Lewis' promise. I don't break those often. So anyway, thanks for sticking with us. It has been an episode, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Catch it.
Bye.